Hi everyone, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kat.
So today's video is a brief review of the Everything Electric London 2024 show that we went to a couple of days ago. So we basically were there for only a couple of reasons really. Mostly it was to meet up with our YouTube friends. You may know a few of them. Gary from Gary Does Solar, Ollie from Speak to the Geek, and Dan from Dan EV Solar. We had a nice time meeting up with them.
Yeah, it's always a good time. Nice to meet up with friends.
Yeah, so that was really the main reason. But other than that, we were also there to look at a couple of EVs which we thought were interesting to look at.
Yeah, and a lot of the show really was EVs. I mean, it's everything electric, so there was other stuff there as well, but a lot of the focus was still on EVs, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they had the test drive program and all that other stuff that you might well be familiar with. So we've got all our batteries and solar and everything else set up, so we weren't really interested in looking at any of the other technologies per se. But we have been keeping our eye on one particular EV, which I think is probably what we're going to spend most of the video talking about. So maybe I'll let Kat explain why we're looking at this particular EV.
Well, you might have seen on the thumbnail, there is the Microlino, which is one of these new microcars. They really are tiny, very, very tiny. It seems to be, there's quite a few of them coming out at the moment. And a lot of them don't go very fast and maybe don't look super exciting. But the Microlino it's so cute. It really is.
I think it ticks a lot of boxes for us. So many of you who follow the channel probably already know that we're currently driving a Fiat 500e, and it's a lease for 3 years. So we've had it just over a year. We've got another couple of years on the lease. And the reason we went for the lease was because there wasn't really a sort of suitable EV for us at the time. Kat prefers a smaller vehicle. We had a Honda Jazz previously, so we didn't want anything really bigger than that.
And the Fiat 500e, I have to say, has been an absolute dream. I love having it. I love driving it. As someone who doesn't, I've said before, I don't really love driving. The Fiat 500e it's a delight.
It's a lot of fun actually. I enjoy driving it quite a lot, in fact.
Yes. But I just have to go to work 2 days a week. It's a 22-mile round trip, and I might pop down the shops.
Yeah.
As well. So realistically, a microcar would absolutely fit that, because it would be, the range, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't need to have a huge range. It's only little, so it's, I can zip in and out and park nice and easily. Yeah. Not that I find the Fiat 500e difficult to park. No. It's actually very easy. It's really nice. Yeah. But it sort of feels like I just don't need even that big of a car, maybe.
Yeah. So we started seeing these microcars on the Fully Charged Show YouTube channel, and the Microlino video made it look really interesting and fun, and it seemed to tick a lot of boxes. The only limitation for Kat is that there's a country road that's between us and where Kat works, and it's a 50-mile limit. So we needed a car really that could do at least 50 miles an hour, which the Microlino does.
There's a couple of little bits on that road and a couple of the other roads that just, you really do want to be going at 50 miles an hour. Yeah. You don't want one that's limited to 30 or 35 miles an hour. That would be annoying, not just for me, but I think for anyone who's behind me. So it does need to do that. And the Microlino's top speed is
54, 55, something like that.
Something like that. It's fine.
So I think it would tick a lot of boxes. Unfortunately, it wasn't part of the test drive program, so we weren't able to test drive it, but we were able to sit in it, which was fun. And there was another one that had a different paint job that we were also able to look at but not sit in, but that was fine. So we had a chat with a nice chap who was looking after the one that you could sit in, and asked him a bunch of questions. It was good. We enjoyed that. That was well worth going to see.
We've got to do to try the front opening door.
Oh yes,
this is one of the kind of real key factors, I guess. One of the sort of, selling
how
points.
How does that work
not
in practice? Is that front opening entry into the car is quite unusual.
It does feel different. It feels weird climbing in through the front of the car.
It seems fine.
But
it had a lovely soft close, so you just pull it to, and then it just closes and seals itself properly. So that was really nice.
Yeah, I mean that felt quite well made, and as I say, not too difficult to get in and out of. Actually, pretty good. We both sat in there, and
it felt plenty of room for us too.
It felt, the way I keep describing it is it was cosy and not cramped cosy, but nice cosy.
Yeah.
It felt fine in there.
Shall I run through a few quick specs just for people who maybe aren't super familiar with it?
That's definitely not my bag. That's
so it has another nice big sunroof as well, actually, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
So it comes in 3 battery sizes: a 5.5 kilowatt hour, 10.5 kilowatt hour, and 15 kilowatt hour, which gives you a range of 93, 177, or 228 kilometers, which equates to 58 miles, 110 miles, or 142 miles. We reckon the middle one would do us just fine. We could probably get away with a smaller one, but
I think it's worth having the bigger one.
Yeah, maybe.
It just gives that little bit more.
It's a little bit more, a couple of thousand more, I think,
just
for that.
Yeah, I think having that extra range might just be worth it. Just on the odd occasion, I might want to go slightly further. Obviously, not on a motoway.
Just in case you're not able to charge for a week or two or whatever. But it's very unlikely. We'd be charging at home.
Just a bit more leeway.
Speaking of charging, it's Type 2, so it actually only charges at 2.6 kilowatts for the larger 2 battery versions, and only 1.35 kilowatts for the 5.5 kilowatt hour variants. But that's fine, because that would mean that we could charge it in 4 hours, no problem. So even on Octopus Go, that would be no problem fully charging that.
Yeah.
There are no current UK dealers listed anywhere, so we're keeping our eye on that. We await that with bated breath. We would really love to test drive it, because we did actually test drive a different microcar which was available at the show, which was the Silence S04, which similar specs actually, similar power. The power of the Microlino is 12.5 kilowatts, so quite a small motor. But that's enough to get you up to 30 in like 7 seconds or something. So yeah, the Silence S04 was very similar. It's, I think, at 14 kilowatts, similar weight, about half a ton, similar battery capacity at 10 kilowatt hours, similar range, that sort of thing. So we thought that would be a good benchmark to test drive that. So
which was a real last minute decision.
Yeah, we weren't planning on it.
We weren't planning on it, but when we saw it there, and obviously we couldn't test drive the Microlino, which we knew we couldn't, but we thought, well, let's at least see what it feels like in a microcar, which is also a left-hand drive.
Yeah, so they're all left-hand drive.
They're all left-hand drive. I don't know
if they're planning on doing right-hand drive.
I don't think the Microlino is.
It sort of doesn't matter because they're so tiny.
But we thought, well, let's give it a go, and we got a slot to test drive it, and Tim test drove it. I know it would be me driving it, but I didn't really want to. I was too scared.
Yeah, so you get a little loop around the local area of the Excel Centre in London. So the roads, bear in mind, were very bumpy actually, quite a lot of potholes and other stuff. It was quite a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
So that would be really interesting to see how the Microlino compares. The sort of oomph you get in the Fiat 500e, despite that not being a super powerful car, is significantly better than these microcars. So I think that will be really interesting to see. Sort of depends on how Kat would feel about that.
Yeah.
Most of the time when you're driving through town, not a big deal. But
no, it isn't. There's a few points though where I have to say, again, I've never loved driving. I'm not super confident driving, and being able to put your foot down in a car and it goes, it gives you an awful lot more confidence that you can get out into gaps and places without there being any issue. And that increased confidence is something I think
so you might lose
I
that
really
a little.
like, and I might lose that with a microcar.
Yeah. So and the question about whether or not how much regen braking you get. So the other thing Kat enjoys is the one pedal driving in the Fiat.
Yeah. Again, it's so easy. I don't have to worry about or think about it quite as much.
Yeah. And you didn't really get that in the Silence S04. I don't know how much of regen you get in the Microlino. So again, we'd have to test it.
The chap at the stand did say yes, it has it,
but it's quite weak.
It's quite weak.
So probably because the motor is quite low power, so it's only 12.5 kilowatts, which means you can only regen 12.5 kilowatts as well. Which I
guess I'm not expecting it to be a lot. It will then be a case of, well, is that how does that compare? How do I feel about that?
So we're interested to see. So as and when the Microlino becomes available for test driving, we'll be on it, and we will let you know. The other important thing, I suppose, is to say the price. I think it starts at about 16,000, actually similar to the Silence S04. It's a little bit more for the higher capacity batteries.
And probably for the spec inside, maybe. Yeah. I don't know what it was, the one that we sat in. It was very nice.
It was really nice.
It felt very nice, the sort of the finish on everything. Yeah. It all felt and looked really nice.
Nice, reasonably high. I mean, obviously not like high high spec standard EV type interiors. It's still a microcar, bear in mind.
Yes.
But,
in terms of the functionality,
it still felt decent.
It's probably a bit more basic than a lot of other cars.
Exactly,
So that would be something to consider as well. You know, I'm not going to get heated seats in there, I don't think.
I don't think so.
All that kind of stuff, you know. So there's definitely going to be a little bit more basic, but it feels nice. It's finished nicely, and that was definitely. I think there was definitely a little bit of a difference between the Microlino and the Silence in terms of look.
Yeah.
It depends what you want, really. For me, I like the Microlino, but
I think the USP of the Silence is that actually it's got removable batteries, so you can take those and take them into your house and plug them into the wall and charge them up. That'd be really good for people who can't plug in their car.
Yes.
You know, off street parking and charging.
Yes.
You could just take the batteries out and take it into your house. That would be really good. You can't do that with a Microlino, obviously. No. But we've got home drive and charging at home, so that'd be easy for us to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's probably enough about that. The other EV that we were very interested to see is the complete opposite end of the scale. Is this Cyberster, the MG Cyberster, which I've got to admit, I genuinely thought when they announced this, that Cyberster was a working title. I honestly thought they were going to change it. It seems they haven't. They're sticking with Cyberster. I mean, okay,
it
fine.
wouldn't be my choice, but
MGE was right there for the taking. I mean, this is supposed to be a sort of evolution of the MG Roadster, which I think was it called the MGB? I think it might have been. I can't remember. But MGE was right there. Why didn't they? Anyway.
Cyberster. It hasn't grown on me any since I first heard
I mean, reason enough not to get a Cyberster is the name, but and also the price, which is significant. You could buy 3 Microlinos. I could live
with the name, but the price is.
Yes, you could buy 3 Microlinos for 1 Cyberster. So realistically, that's not going to happen. Having said that. If any of you who are not currently with Octopus and would like to help us fund a Cyberster, please use our referral code above our heads right now, and that will we'll consider that a gift to put towards our Cyberster account, shall we say?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a long time in the growing.
It's not going to happen.
No,
but
it's not going to happen.
It was lovely. The interior, complete contrast to the microcars. It's got screens everywhere, tons of buttons.
Yeah.
The doors are very cool. They're these scissor doors. I'm not sure in practical terms how practical those would be.
Yes.
I guess it means you don't have to open them sideways. You could park.
I mean, I like them.
Yeah.
I think they're good. You sort of think, is it just more
there's
fancy and therefore more
you
to
can
go
press
wrong?
And they come down. Well, exactly. Yeah.
But they're very cool. It has to be said.
Yeah, it was shiny. I liked it in yellow. I've got to say, I do like I did like it in yellow. I think orange would be really nice. I think sports cars are particularly well suited to that sort of bright yellow and a kind of deep orange colour. I really like those sorts of colours for sports cars. But anyway, we're not going to talk much about the Cyberster. We saw it. We sat in it. It was very cool. It's not going to happen. But for the sake of going to the show. I think seeing those 2 cars was really interesting. Yeah. And I'm glad we went, and it was super lovely to see all the other guys. And
I think it's a really good thing to do if you are interested in EVs. Yeah. As I say, there is other stuff there as well. It is still, I would say, a lot of EVs, but if you somewhere to go to just see what's available and to maybe test drive things as well,
really
it's absolutely brilliant for that. So I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't crazy busy.
No, it wasn't super busy, which
surprised.
actually suits us just fine. We're not particularly sociable people, and we don't like crowds. So it was actually it was quite pleasant to walk around, and we met how many people bumped into us in the end and said hello. I think it was 6 in the end, 6 people. So if you were one of the people who said hello, it was lovely to meet you all.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying hi.
That's always a real treat.
We never mind, by the way. If you see us out and about and you want to say hi, please do. I say we're not sociable, but we are friendly.
Yes, I was going to say, you say we're not sociable and you follow it up with, please come and say hi. It's like, no, seriously, we do enjoy it.
It's nice to hear that people enjoy the channel and get use out of it. So that's good to. It reassures us that we're still doing good things with the channel and providing things that people find of use. So
so that was nice.
So I guess we will let you know what happens regarding. The Cyberster or the Microlino, probably more likely the Microlino.
Yep. The Microlino we thought it was going to be next year, is the other thing.
And
it could even be this summer, but I think we really, really do need to test drive it.
Test drive it, yeah.
I've definitely got some decisions to make if I was to get it about weighing up some of the practicalities and the luxuries that I get with the Fiat 500e versus getting a Microlino. And is that actually worth it? Because in theory, the alternative is just to get another Fiat 500e.
Yeah, so when the lease runs out on the Fiat 500e, do we purchase one, for example?
I think that's going to be the standard.
It will be down to budget, and it will be down to what you feel is important to you. Given that you currently, you only drive 2 days a week, so.
Yeah. But anyway, lots to think about on that one.
That's probably all we want to talk about today. Thanks very much for watching. And one before we go, very quickly, do you want to show we got a little present?
Oh, we did. Well, actually, we also got two of these.
Yeah, we
did
the octopus spin.
We did the spin the wheel. So we got
got a couple of those.
I've got one there. There's another one up there somewhere.
Yeah.
And we also got while we were there, Dan EV Solar was there with the rest of
his family.
EV Solar.
Yeah, the EV Solar crew.
And we got this fantastic little drawing. I'm going to try and bring it in. There you go. You can see. So there's me and Sophie in the middle. That is Mini EV Solar. And Tim at the end. As you can see, I'm incredibly huge compared to the others. But that was really cute. And on the back it says to Kat and Tim from Sophie.
Yeah, we thank you very much for that, Sophie.
Really cute. Love that. Yep. So thank you very much.
Yep, so that's genuinely the end of the video now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.